Hey, what's up, Cub fans, loyal Cub fans? Reporting how the game went on Wednesday, September 19th. Final road game outside of Chicago against Arizona. Also, the last game of a pretty big stretch where Cubs had to show up to the ballpark 30 games in a row. Things didn't go well. Figure it can kind of go either way. Cubs been hitting the ball good the last two games. Sometimes law of averages take over. They're up against lefty pitcher Ray, who had an ERA over 4. For some reason, Cubs struggle against those pitchers. I don't know why, but maybe it's law of averages. We went with the dominant right-handed lineup outside of Rizzo, the only lefty, I believe. And we made that Ray look. And Ray, he has been pitching better lately, so I had some concern. He struck out like 8 or 10 batters, and the only hit all night was Russell. We did hit a lot of hard hit balls that were caught. Maybe some bad luck because there were some balls in play, definitely. But we just could not get the offense going. Drew few walks, and Russell, who was batting like 161 in September, that was like our only offense. Got a single, got a walk, got on in an error. Not a whole lot of traffic on the bases by the Cubs. Hamels, sometimes he gives up 4 runs in the first. Gave up a 3-run homer by Walker. Arizona went with like kind of a makeshift lineup, some minor league call-ups, some reserves. I can't remember the reason why, but they're pretty much almost mathematically out of it, like 4.5 games back. With like 10 games left. I mean, they'd have to win every game and hope the other teams lose over half their games or so. But that's why you play the game. Hamels had his worst outing as a Cub. He gave up 4 early runs in the first. He did settle down, got some double plays, got a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings, got into the 6th inning. And he made it through to 6, but not before he gave up another run and another 2-run homer. And what was crazy is Arizona, 3 guys hitting under 200. 1 guy hits a home run for the first time. Guys that don't hit a lot of home runs, don't have a whole lot of at-bats. They had 3 big home runs against Hamels. So that wasn't good. I guess maybe the bright spot, Hamels did eat up 6 innings. Probably didn't matter a ton, but the bullpen's been pretty well rested, and then we're going into a day off. Getting blown out, we did save our high leverage relievers. Pretty much been saving them this whole series, so they should be ready to go going into the next series on Friday. So it was a chance to see some of our other relievers. Norwood, we don't see a whole lot. He got the first 2 outs, and then gave up 1 single. We got a couple outs, and Madden made a change, bringing Maples. Maples looked better his last couple outings. Guy's got some good stuff. Just hasn't quite, one of those guys that's done great in the minors. He statistically deserves to be the next guy called up. But just hasn't put it quite together in the MLB level to be kind of trusted in the high leverage situations, But he did come in and get a big strikeout in the 7th inning. His only batter faced, so that was pretty cool. Hopefully his confidence keeps going and has better results. And then 8th inning, Wagner. To be honest, I didn't know a whole lot about him. I knew he made some appearances for Tennessee and Tennessee and Iowa. In 17 appearances between 3 levels this year, since we got him in a trade, he done pretty well. He had like a 2.4 ERA. I was kind of hoping we'd call up Dakota Makes, because that guy career 1.17 ERA, but I guess they're not going to start the clock yet on him, and he hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. I guess this Wagner's been pitching more. Like minor league camp and stuff. So it is what it is. He came in, see what he got in the 8th inning. He was a top prospect for the Red Sox. He does have MLB experience. Not good results in the MLB in small sample size, like over 6 ERA between a couple teams, a few part-time years. So he comes in the 8th with no one on. Not a bad situation. The game's pretty much over anyway. And he gives up. He got the first 2 outs, like a pop out and a fly out, and then gives up a single, and then he gives up a 2-run homer. So wasn't a good debut by him. It's one of those things, I guess. And I'm trying to remember who pitched in the 9th. We brought in Kinsler, or that was yesterday. But whoever pitched the 9th got it done. So some other guys getting some work in, 3 innings of work. Hopefully that helps them if they're needed in a tougher spot. So one of those WTH games where Hamels had his worst game. A bunch of reserves hit home runs against us, and then we could not get the offense going, even against not the best pitcher. And then Diamondbacks relief is supposed to be 29th out of 30th. But I guess sometimes when the leads get big, bats press. I don't know, maybe Cubs just got fatigued. Was the final game, but still pretty cool. They won 18. They won 18-11 during that tough stretch that, even Madden and Theo, Lynn Casper said they'd never seen a team play that many games in a row. And those guys been around calling the game, managing the game for years. Should never see that. I don't recall ever seeing that many games either. I thought when they had 23 games in a row with, and that was part of there was like a rainout game already scheduled in there, and then you have another spontaneous rainout game moved. Was not ideal, but fortunately, Cubs got through it. They have a 2.5 game lead over Milwaukee. They did win yesterday. I seen St. Louis lost. So I want to say they're 5.5 over St. Louis still. Cubs are getting pretty close to having the playoffs clinched, but the main goal is to win the division. I think that would really help Cubs' chances, where Milwaukee would have less rest, or whoever they play in that first playoff game. Being the division winner Cubs, they'd have a pretty good chance of winning that once they get their guys rested. So we did see for a couple games where pitchers and hitters were on the same page. Hopefully we see a little bit more of that. Play the White Sox come Friday at Chicago. So now every game will be in Chicago. No more flights till playoffs. 3 games at the White Sox Subway Series, and then finish off at home against Pittsburgh, 4 games, and then St. Louis, 3 games. That will be interesting, the end of the series. Right now, St. Louis has a 1.5 game lead for the second wild card spot. Colorado is not getting it done. I like to see Colorado edge them out, just because my second favorite team is whoever plays the Cardinals. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. I know Milwaukee down the stretch plays road games against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh does well against them, and St. Louis. So that could have some playoff implications, seeding or whatnot. Cubs play those same 2 opponents, but have them at home. So got to like our chances better. And we'll see what happens. Getting down to the grind, getting down to the final 10 games for the Cubs. They finally get a day off. And pretty much be down to like 2 starts per starter. Maybe some only get 1. If we clinch the division early, they can maybe let Mills pitch a game, or do a bullpen session, or kind of figure out where we're at in the standings, if we're going to be wild card, if we're going to be division playoffs. That will make a difference in maybe some of the decisions down the stretch. But just got to get back on track and win. You know, we won the last few series. You would think winning 2 out of 3 will get you there. Milwaukee, they were on fire, and then they, you know, Reds beat them a game, and before that, Pittsburgh beat them a couple games. They like lost 3 out of 5 at one point. They came back and won pretty easily yesterday. So both teams are off Thursday, kind of reset, do it again Friday, get down to the last 10 games for Chicago, 9 games for Milwaukee. The following Thursday is when Milwaukee will be off, and then they'll finally be even. So we can kind of see, you know, we got that 2.5, so it could potentially be 3 with the win. So Cubs still control their destiny. Just have to keep winning, put the pressure on Milwaukee. And exciting September times. We'll see you guys later. Go Cubs go.